But now to more serious matters and a grubby example of checkbook journalism.
They're the questions Australians are asking. Did Chappelle know that drugs were in her bag? And was it the first time she'd done it? 5 o'clock tonight, in a 10 Eyewitness News exclusive, we'll play you the secret tape where Chappelle's cellmate reveals all.
10's biggest bombshell ever was dropped by convicted heroin smuggler Renae Lawrence, one of the Bali Nine, who is hardly a trustworthy witness. Lawrence claimed in 10's so-called world exclusive that Corby had faked mental illness in an attempt to get out of jail sooner. She also said Chappelle had admitted she was guilty of drug smuggling.
She said that she knew that the marijuana was in the body bag. But she told me and the other prisoner that she'd done it more than this time. She got away with it before.
This was the story so many people wanted to hear, and it rated its socks off for 10's Eyewitness News. 10's The Project also ran hard and had its Corby expert, Steve Price, say it sure sounded true to him.
The story that she told there tonight absolutely matches to every detail to what I'd been told in the 2 weeks after Chappelle Corby was arrested. I'd been told that she had attempted to do it before and had been successful. She knew what was in the boogie board bag and that this was part of a Corby family drug operation running drugs to Indonesia.
The Corby family immediately denied that and threatened to sue. They also denied that Chappelle had made any admissions to Lawrence. And by Friday, Price was back on the project with a grovelling apology in which he took back everything he'd said.
I repeated something I had been told long ago. I wasn't trying to assert that anything being said was true. The comment I made mentioned the Corby family, and I want to make it clear that I don't have any special knowledge and don't claim that any living member of that family was involved in the activities being discussed. I apologise to the Corby family if my comments caused any embarrassment or distress to them.
So, with those allegations against the family shown to be baseless, just how credible was 10's primary prosecution witness in her accusations against Chappelle? Here, even 10 News accepted there must be doubts.
Do you believe Renae Lawrence? Well, I thought she was very believable. She was concerned a tape had been made without her knowledge, but when I put the substance of what she'd said in that tape to her, she said absolutely she stood by it. But of course, you do have to bear in mind that she's a convicted drug criminal and she may well be telling lies.
Steve Price also admitted there were problems relying on Lawrence, as did Women's Weekly editor Helen McCabe, who was a guest on Price's radio show that night and was highly sceptical of 10's exclusive.
I don't make very much of that at all.
Don't believe it?
I don't believe it, no.
Well, it's very hard to put much credibility onto a person who's been convicted of trying to import 2.5 kilos of heroin into Australia.
Yes.
Nevertheless, 10 put Lawrence's damning allegations to air. And even worse, it paid big money for the interview to this man. He's a former 10 News reporter and fill-in weatherman, Raquel Eberle, who runs a Melbourne agency called News Modo. 2 weeks ago, Eberle was in Sydney trying to sell the Lawrence tape for $150,000 to 10's rivals 7 and 9. But they weren't buying. As 7's Mark Llewellyn told Media Watch,
"We told him that despite our interest, we were concerned about paying for allegations."
10 did pay for the interview, and industry sources suggest a figure of $30,000, although no one has confirmed it. So, did any of the money go to a convicted heroin smuggler? 10 says no.
As far as Network 10 is concerned, Renae Lawrence hasn't received 1 cent. That was a condition of the agreement with Mr. Eberle.
But how can 10 be sure? The network told viewers that Lawrence didn't even know she was being filmed. Although, looking at the tape, we find that hard to believe. It's awfully well lit for secret filming, and 10 did call it an interview. So perhaps Mr. Eberle can tell us where the money ended up. Well, sadly not. When we rang him last week, he had no comment and hung up on us. So who the money went to remains a mystery.